Hey, what's up you guys? You're watching Team APS, Paul here, and in today's video, I wanted to show you guys a really awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Life hack sort of thing that I found that can basically notify you of exactly when the ban list updates, which is something that everybody wants to know. You know, the ban list is just around the corner, hopefully, and it's like, when's I'm gonna drop it? So this will let you guys know exactly like the moment it goes up. In addition to that though, I'm also gonna show you guys some really cool Yu-Gi-Oh! Smartphone apps that I've been using that I think would be handy for any Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. These are just things like, you know, life point calculators, card databases, ways to look up card prices quickly and easily. So we will get started. These are all available on iOS and Android, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have links to them in the description. I've got a Google Pixel 2 if you're wondering what this is. So these are all on Android. All right. First app that we're going to look at is my Life Point Calculator app. This is Pro Dual Tools, developed by Tombox. There's this little logo icon thing. So this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Life Point Calculator app. There are plenty of these out there. There are two important things to know about these. First of all, this isn't particularly better or worse than any other one you'll find. If you look on the App Store, you can find just loads of them. We use this for most of the theme duels and videos and stuff, but we also use Cyrus, for example, which is another really good calculator. And we use that in a team duel that we did the other day, so check that out. But yeah, so let's look around and see what this is all about. It's a basic calculator. It looks really nice. It's got the red and blue color scheme going, and we can, say, subtract 500 life points from ourselves, or we can subtract life points from our opponent. What's important here, though, is that you can actually choose how the life points are calculated. So, like, let's do 800 in battle damage, and then 700 in effect damage. And this is important because when you look at the log, a really cool feature this thing's got, you can see, oh, I took 800 in battle damage or 700 in effect damage. As we all know as Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, this stuff is extremely important. Who lost life points when, how, you know, when you're backtracking. And the second important thing about life point calculator apps that I really should mention, these are fine at locals and when you're playing with your friends, but generally at a large event like a regional or YCS, you're not going to be able to necessarily use life point calculator apps because you're not allowed to use your smartphone. So you'll have to use a normal calculator or the preferred method, pen and paper, which is also very handy. But this is still good if you're just playing with friends, like I said, so it's really neat. So it's got other features too. We've got a timer. This is really handy. It's already defaulted to 40 minutes and you can just hit start and then, you know, it counts down. Even when you hit close, it still stays at the top of the app. So it's a great way to get a visual representation of how much time is left in the round, especially if you can't necessarily see the clock or something like that. And some other features right down here, we've got a dice roll feature. You just roll a die, it'll tell you exactly what rolled. We've got a coin that we can flip for those types of effects, and a normal calculator built in that you can use if you have to like have life points or have some attack value, that type of thing. All very handy. And of course, there are some other features here. You can like disable the sound, and there's some custom skins, that type of thing. Check out MST TV, cool channel. So that's all there really is to say about this. Again, there are lots of other apps out there, but this is the one that I prefer to use, so link in the description. So the second app that we're going to look at is Yugipedia. This is actually a really popular one and it's been around for quite a while. It's basically just a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card database. So you can search for any card you want. Right now we will search for, say, Summon Sorceress, since she's right there. And you can just search for it and poof, there it is. You get your results and you can check it out. You can see the picture for the card. You can see the card's name and effects and all the attributes and stuff. This is really handy when you're deck building, you know, by yourself and you want to just know like, oh, what's this card do offhand? But it could also be really useful if you have proxies of a card or a card in a different language and you need the translation, for example. It's all there, and I mean, every single card is in here. It's updated really regularly, so that's quite helpful. You can also check at a glance the ban list. Now, this isn't exactly what I was talking about when I said, you know, the updated ban list thing, but this is a really useful feature for this app because you basically have instant access to cards that are banned and limited. There's so many of them. For example, you know, if you're at locals and somebody plays like some card like Heavy Storm and you're like, wait, that's definitely not legal, you can actually look it up. So that's very handy. And also, and a feature that I think is probably the biggest selling point here, you can keep track of decks. So you can make deck lists and check them at a glance. This is useful if you built something like at home on Wygo Pro and then you get to locals and you're building it and you're like trading for the cards you need and then you're like, wait, what was like the 40th card I was running? Or like the last 3 cards or whatever. You can have these all listed here. You can add as many as you want. and it's even got like the visual references, which I think is really nice. I think this app also has a paid and a free version like the last one, so if you really like it, it'd be a good way to support the creators. I always condone that. Alright, and the last app we're going to look at is the TCG Player app. This is not a sponsored plug or anything, it's actually a very useful app. So this takes you to the TCG Player just homepage. So if you want to buy cards or check prices, it's really cool, you can do that. Let's see how much Summon Sorceress, for example, is going for right now, since she's been the topic of so many things today. Oh wait, it's this button. Oh no, okay, it still works. So this is how much she's going for. You can check her price like normal, and like that's cool. You know, Summon Sorceress, woo, it's overpriced and expensive. Please reprint this card soon. And you can even go to the actual cards page and just look at all the sellers who've got it and its effects, the market value, all that type of stuff. So that's all well and good, but the coolest thing about this app is actually the camera feature. Now this is neat because everybody likes the idea of being able to scan their Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like, you know, sort them into a collection or whatever. You can actually scan your cards with this app, and when you do, it will recognize them, as you can see there, and then from there you can click on it and take a look at, you know, inventory and prices, and you can shop for it. I think that's incredible. This actually works with a lot of different cards. You can even make like multiple copies of the same card. So if you wanted to say archive a collection, this would be a good way to do it. You can also try it on Psyframe Lord Omega. Poof, there it is. You see the average market price. This is extremely handy, like not only for sorting and organizing your cards, but also if you're like trading, for example, and you want to know like, what's this really worth? You can kind of find out at a glance and know exactly how much your cards are going for. There's Underclock Taker, thankfully it's cheap. So yeah, this is very handy. They recently added this feature and I feel like not enough people know about it. So definitely check that out. And the last app that you guys have been waiting for here, how to track the ban list and when it releases. So what we're going to be using to do this is actually called a web tracker app. And I'm using one called Web Alert. I found it just on the Android Play Store. And basically what this is doing is it's taking a URL and then it will constantly check it for you at whatever interval you want and notify you immediately whenever anything changes on that website. It's very helpful. All you have to do is press this. Once you've downloaded it, press plus, and then you just add in the website that you want. As you guys can see, I already have the limited list URL here. So I click it, and it's going to take me there in a second. This is the ban list website. As you guys can see, nothing has changed. It's still kind of what it is, but all I have to do is add this to my list of watched websites, and now it will know, hit finish there, now it will know that's a site that I want to track. And so now it will check it. I can of course check it manually, but if anything changes on this website, if it ever gets updated, it will immediately let me know about it. And you can actually go to the settings thing right here and change your notification settings, so you can have it like let you know with a vibration or a sound effect or whatever. You can also change the frequency that it checks the website. So you can have it check every minute, or you can have it check like, once a day. Obviously, since this is a really big deal for most players, I'm thinking that people would probably want this to check like every minute or every 5 minutes. And yeah, that's really all there is to say about it. You can even like have it be a persistent icon. So when I go to my home screen, for example, you'll see this icon up here. This means that Web Alert is active. So as soon as the ban list gets updated, it is going to notify me. I think that's an incredible thing to do because, the ban list is such a big deal. Of course, you can follow your favorite YouTubers and they'll let you know, I'm sure. But this is a way to know, like if you're at work or if you're busy, at a job, something like that, or at school, you will still be able to know when the ban list updates. This is what I'm using. It's actually what I've used before and I really like it. Hopefully, we'll get a new ban list soon and this will come in handy and this will have been a useful video. If not, well, you can use this for all kinds of things. Anyway, that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys got something out of this and it's just useful, helpful. Let me know down in the comments, what other Yu-Gi-Oh related apps do you guys use and why? What are they good for? Like I said, I'll have the links to all of these in the video description if you want to check them out and download them for yourself. That's going to be it. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh, and I will see you guys in the next one.